The Mossad's Kidon unit, the hidden assassination machine of Israel, the unit that doesn't exist. It begins with a name whispered only behind closed doors. Not in official records. Not in speeches. Not even in the Mossad's internal files. Kidon. The Spear. A unit so secret that even inside Israeli intelligence, only a handful of people know who belongs to it, or what it really does. Men and women trained to blend into any city on earth. To kill without hesitation. To disappear without leaving a trace. Their operations have toppled terrorist networks, crippled enemy intelligence, and eliminated threats long before the world even knew they existed. And yet, officially, Kidon does not exist. But its fingerprints are everywhere, from hotel rooms in Dubai to quiet streets in Europe, from Tehran laboratories to Beirut safe houses. This is the story of how Israel built one of the most efficient, lethal, and invisible assassination units in modern history. A unit with no uniforms. No public records. No identity. Only missions. And every mission ends the same way: the target dies. The team vanishes. And the world is left asking who did it. Welcome to Kidon, the Mossad's execution arm, hidden inside the shadows of global intelligence. Chapter 1, The Birth of a Ghost Unit. To understand Kidon, you must understand the world in which Israel was born. In 1948, the new state found itself surrounded by hostile neighbors, targeted by foreign intelligence services, and threatened by terrorist groups that operated from outside Israeli borders. Israel had to survive, not by strength of numbers, but by precision. By finding threats before they reached home. This is where the DNA of Kidon begins. The Mossad itself was created in 1951, a fusion of underground networks, European intelligence veterans, and Israeli special operations groups. Its mission: gather intelligence abroad, infiltrate enemy states, and carry out special actions that could not be attributed to Israel. But there was a problem. While Israel had spies, it did not yet have a dedicated, professional elimination unit capable of operating globally. That changed after two events. Event 1, the Holocaust survivors inside Israeli leadership. Many Mossad executives had survived Nazi persecution and had seen what happened when threats were ignored. Their philosophy was simple: if someone plans to kill Jews, we strike first, anywhere on earth. Event 2, the Munich massacre of 1972. 11 Israeli athletes murdered by the Black September organization. The world watched. Israel acted. The Mossad launched Operation Wrath of God, hunting terrorists across Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. This operation served as the prototype for what Kidon would become: covert surveillance, surgical assassinations, and deniable operations carried out with quiet brutality. But Wrath of God revealed something else. Israel needed a permanent, elite group, dedicated solely to lethal covert action. Thus, in the mid-1970s, the Mossad created a small, compartmentalized unit within its Special Operations Division, Caesarea. Inside Caesarea, an even smaller cell was formed, one with no official acknowledgement, no public existence, and no paper trail. This cell became Kidon. Its job was clear: identify, track, and eliminate threats to Israel's security: terrorists, enemy intelligence officers, weapons developers, and anyone supporting attacks against the state. Kidon inherited the lessons of Wrath of God but refined them into a permanent doctrine: precision above all, zero collateral damage, total deniability, no emotional hesitation, escape routes planned down to the second, use of disguises and fake identities, operation cells of 2 to 12 members, depending on complexity. Kidon was not created as a military unit. It was built as a professional kill team, trained not only to shoot but to deceive, impersonate, infiltrate, and vanish. Its members came from the best of the best Shayatet 13 commandos, Sayeret Motkol veterans, Shin Bet operatives, and sometimes agents recruited abroad for their language skills and ability to blend into foreign cultures. But unlike soldiers, Kidon operatives operated alone or in tiny teams, with no backup, no reinforcements, and no second chances. Every operation required perfection. By the late 1970s, Kidon had become the Mossad's sharpest blade, a blade that would be used in some of the most daring and controversial assassinations of the modern era. A blade that left no fingerprints. A blade the world was forbidden to see. Chapter 2, Inside Kidon, Recruitment, Training, and Methods. Kidon is not a unit you join. It is a unit that chooses you. Inside the Mossad, recruitment happens through quiet observation. There are no posters, no announcements, no formal application process. Only a handful of senior Caesarea officers know who is being considered, and even they speak in coded phrases, never using the unit's real name. The search begins inside Israel's elite forces. Candidates come from Shayatet 13, Sayeret Motkol, Duv Devon, and the Shin Bet's Covert teams. Some are recruited abroad, Jews or dual nationals with perfect foreign accents and the ability to blend seamlessly into European, North American, or Middle Eastern cities. Every potential recruit is studied for months. Not just for skill, but for something harder to measure: emotional silence. Kidon operatives must be able to kill cleanly, without hesitation, without anger, without pride. They must see termination not as violence, but as a task. Once selected, the candidate disappears from their former unit. No farewell. No explanation. Their military record becomes restricted. They enter a program known only as Har Maslul, the path. Training happens in an isolated facility outside Tel Aviv. There, recruits live in a world built on deception. Everything, from hair, to clothing, to accent, can be changed. One day they play a French businesswoman in Paris. The next, a Lebanese engineer in Beirut. Kidon operatives must become chameleons, capable of adopting identities that withstand scrutiny from police, intelligence officers, or border control. Their curriculum is extreme. 1. Social disguise and AMP, identity architecture. Recruits learn how to build entire lives: fake bank accounts, histories, habits, speech patterns. They practice walking styles and micro-behaviors specific to different cultures. 2. Advanced surveillance and AMP, counter-surveillance. Kidon does not rush. Targets are monitored for weeks: routes, schedules, phones, addictions, secrets. Operatives learn how to tail someone through multiple countries without being detected, a skill most intelligence agencies consider nearly impossible. 3. Silent weapons and AMP, custom tools. Kidon does not use standard gear. Its weapons are often handmade, modified, or disguised: suppressed pistols, disguised firearms, pressure trigger, improvised devices, single-use toxins, magnetic bombs, kiss of death syringes. They train with all of them. 4. Close quarters assassination. Unlike military snipers or commandos, Kidon works at intimate range. Hotel hallways, parking garages, elevators, coffee shops. The shot must be clean, silent, and instantly lethal. 1 round. 1 exit. No chaos. 5. Escape doctrine. In Kidon, escape is more important than the kill. Operatives rehearse exfiltration routes until they become instinct. Fake emergencies, decoy convoys, swapped passports, underwater drops. Extraction is often the most complex part of the mission. 6. Stress immunity. Recruits endure psychological pressure designed to simulate real operations, being interrogated, detained, confronted unexpectedly, or forced to improvise identities under surveillance. If a recruit breaks, even once, they are removed from the program. After nearly a year, the few who remain join operational cells known as teams. Each team is tailored to mission type: identity specialists, surveillance teams, execution teams, support cells from Caesarea. No team knows what the others are doing. Compartmentalization is absolute. A Kidon operation often unfolds like a theater production. A woman pushing a stroller might be the tail, a tourist photographing a church might be the spotter, a waiter might be the blocker, and the assassin might be walking calmly toward the target with a newspaper under his arm. Everything is rehearsed. Everything is timed. Everything looks natural. And when the job is done, the entire cell dissolves into the city, boarding flights, crossing borders, or vanishing into night streets. The target dies alone. The team is already gone. Inside Mossad headquarters, no medals are awarded. No celebration. A single phrase is written in a secure file: the objective has been achieved. Chapter 3, Notable Operations. The confirmed kill list. Kidon's operations rarely appear in headlines. Most remain hidden behind classified archives, diplomatic silence, or ambiguous press releases. But over the decades, a handful of missions have become impossible to deny, missions where the fingerprints of Kidon are unmistakable. One of the earliest high-profile eliminations occurred in the late 1970s, during Israel's global hunt for the men behind the Munich massacre. In Paris, Beirut, Cyprus, Greece, and Scandinavia, members of Black September were found dead in apartments, cars, and quiet streets. Each case used different methods, but the signatures were the same: precise intelligence, close-range kills, clean exits. These missions formed the backbone of Kidon's identity: relentless pursuit, anywhere on Earth. In 1988, an operation in Tunis shocked the world. The target was Khalil al-Wazir, better known as Abu Jihad, co-founder of Fatah and mastermind of dozens of attacks against Israeli civilians. A Kidon strike team, supported by naval commandos, infiltrated Tunis under cover of night. They reached his home, neutralized guards without alerting neighbors, and eliminated Abu Jihad at point-blank range. The entire operation lasted minutes. The team vanished into the sea before Tunisian forces understood what had happened. One of the most complex missions attributed to Kidon unfolded in Amman, Jordan, in 1997. The target, Khalid Marshall, a senior Hamas leader. The method, a silent toxin delivered behind his ear using a specialized device disguised as a civilian object. But the operation went wrong. Jordanian security caught two of the operatives. To rescue them, and avoid a diplomatic disaster, Israel was forced to deliver the antidote to Marshall to save his life. For Kidon, this was a rare failure, but also a reminder: even the most elite units face moments when precision meets unpredictability. In the early 2000s, Kidon was linked to a series of assassinations targeting Iranian nuclear scientists. Motorcycles pulled alongside their cars in Tehran traffic. Magnetic charges, designed to kill only the driver, stuck to doors. Explosions followed, precise, directional, controlled. Each scientist played a key role in Iran's nuclear program. Each death disrupted progress. Israel never claimed responsibility, but international intelligence agencies considered Kidon the leading suspect. Perhaps the most publicly exposed operation occurred in Dubai in 2010. The target was Mahmoud al-Mabhouh, a Hamas weapons smuggler. Dozens of operatives entered the city using forged European passports. They moved through hotels with calm professionalism, surveillance teams, disguise specialists, room blockers, and executioners. Al-Mabou was found dead in his hotel room with no signs of struggle. Dubai police later released CCTV footage showing a perfectly choreographed dance of actors, each playing a specific role. The world was stunned. For the first time, the logic of a Kidon operation was visible on camera. Over the years, other operations, in Lebanon, Syria, the Gulf, and Europe, have been attributed to Kidon through intelligence leaks, foreign investigations, or private testimonies from retired Mossad officers. What stands out is the consistency of the pattern: targets linked to terrorism, weapons programs, or operations against Israeli civilians, suddenly eliminated with surgical precision. Unlike other intelligence services, Kidon does not rely purely on long-range tools or drone warfare. Its operations are personal, close, almost intimate. A door knocked on at night. A motorbike passing quietly beside a car. A team slipping into a city and leaving before dawn. Each mission reinforces the same message: Kidon does not strike blindly. It strikes with purpose, timing, and absolute clarity. Its actions reshape conflicts, disrupt enemy networks, and alter geopolitical calculations. But these confirmed cases represent only the surface. Behind them lies an unknown number of operations never acknowledged, never exposed, and never traced. Because Kidon exists for one reason: to ensure threats to Israel never survive long enough to reach its borders, or its people. Chapter 4, Tools of the Trade, Weapons, Cover Stories, and Disguises. To understand Kidon, you must understand its tools, not just weapons, but the entire framework that makes an assassination invisible. For Kidon, a mission begins long before the shot is fired. It starts with the construction of a world. A Kidon operation typically begins with the cover story. Operatives never enter a country as soldiers or agents. They arrive as tourists, businessmen, couples, students, or technicians. Their legends, false identities, are built with meticulous detail: bank accounts, phone numbers, hotel reservations, email histories, even social media traces. A legend must survive a background check by a hostile intelligence agency. It must look real even under pressure. Operatives often travel separately, sometimes on different days, sometimes from different countries. They do not greet each other. They do not make eye contact. They play roles until the very end. Inside the target city, Kidon teams rely on disguise architecture, a craft the Mossad perfected over decades. A man arriving with a beard may shave it within hours. A woman with dark hair becomes blonde overnight. Clothes, posture, gait, and even personality shift constantly. The goal is simple: never look like the same person twice. Kidon's weapons reflect the same philosophy: precision, minimalism, and deniability. Operatives rarely use standard firearms unless absolutely necessary. Instead, they carry custom tools: suppressed pistols with modified slides, clean rounds designed to minimize traceable residues, small caliber weapons for indoor kills, disguised firearms hidden in cameras, bags, or box toxins engineered to mimic natural causes of death, magnetic charges for vehicle eliminations, razor-thin knives for silent close contact work. Every weapon is chosen not only for lethality but for the effect it leaves behind. Sometimes the goal is ambiguity: a heart attack, a car accident, an unexplained explosion. In other cases, the operation must send a message, and the kill is unmistakably intentional. Kidon's equipment also includes surveillance technology. Micro cameras hidden in glasses or jewelry. Encrypted communication devices disguised as everyday objects. One-time pads for untraceable messaging. Operatives track their targets through rented cars, drones, local informants, or simple street-level observation. They do not rely on a single method, they build layers. The most crucial tool, however, is timing. Kidon analyzes a target's routine until they know the weak points better than the target does. When does he walk alone? Where does she park? Who does he trust? What path do they take without protection? The kill window is often seconds long. A man stepping out of his apartment. A scientist waiting at a traffic light. A militant entering a hotel room. Kidon strikes when the environment is controlled, when collateral damage is impossible. During the operation itself, the team behaves like ordinary people. A couple arguing on a street corner may actually be blocking traffic. A jogger tying their shoe may be marking the target's arrival. A woman pushing a stroller may be carrying a concealed weapon under the blanket. Nothing is random. Everything is a role. Once the objective is eliminated, the true mastery of Kidon becomes visible, the exfiltration. Operatives vanish into the city within seconds. Weapons are dismantled and discarded in pre-selected locations. Passports are swapped. Clothes are changed. Some head straight to airports. Others cross borders by land using backup identities. By the time authorities understand what happened, Kidon is already gone. Later, investigators piece together the fragments: strange phone numbers, mysterious travelers, unusual movements caught on CCTV. But the identities behind them no longer exist. Kidon operatives have already become someone else, another face, another passport, another life. Their tools are simple. Their methods are complex. But their efficiency lies in one principle: make the kill appear easy, because the real work happens before and after the trigger is pulled. Chapter 5, The Ethics, Controversies, and Global Impact of Kidon. For decades, Kidon operated in a space where ethics, security, and secrecy collided. Officially, Israel never confirms or denies its existence. Unofficially, the world understands that Kidon is the sharp edge of a national doctrine: neutralize threats before they become tragedies. But this doctrine raises questions that go far beyond the Middle East. Inside Israel, many see Kidon as a necessary shield. A small country, surrounded by enemies, cannot afford long wars or slow responses. An intercepted bomb maker or eliminated terror leader might prevent dozens of attacks. To policymakers, Kidon's actions save lives, even if the method remains hidden. Yet internationally, Kidon's operations often spark controversy. When a target is killed in a foreign capital, the political fallout can be explosive. Governments accuse Israel of violating sovereignty. Intelligence agencies quietly admire the precision but criticize the recklessness. Human rights organizations condemn extrajudicial killings, arguing that no state should have the power to execute without trial. The debate is complex because Kidon operates in the shadows between law and survival. Its missions bypass courts, borders, and treaties. There is no paperwork, no public oversight, no democratic debate. The unit acts only on classified intelligence, decisions made by a small circle of leaders who believe the threat is real. But what happens when intelligence is wrong? This question haunts Kidon's history. In 1973, during Operation Wrath of God, an innocent waiter named Ahmed Bouchiki was mistakenly assassinated in Norway. The operation triggered a scandal, arrests, and international outrage. It became a stark reminder that even elite units can fail, and the cost of failure can be innocent lives. Another controversy erupted in 2010 after the Dubai assassination. Foreign passports were forged, surveillance cameras caught operatives in action, and Dubai publicly accused the Mossad. Diplomatic tensions flared. Some countries expelled Israeli diplomats. The mission succeeded tactically, but at a strategic cost. These episodes revealed the paradox at the heart of Kidon. A unit built to protect Israel can also place it under global scrutiny. And in the modern era, with cameras everywhere, digital footprints, and forensic advances, invisibility is harder than ever to maintain. Still, Kidon adapts. Its operators now use deeper legends, digital misdirection, and multi-layered teams to confuse investigators. The world evolves, and so does the unit. The global impact of Kidon is undeniable. Other intelligence agencies, MI6, CIA, FSB, DGSE, have studied its methods. Some created their own versions of targeted elimination teams. Others publicly condemn the practice, while privately using similar tactics. Whether admired or criticized, Kidon influences how nations approach counter-terror operations. Its actions shape geopolitics, disrupt weapon programs, and alter the calculations of hostile groups. Terrorist networks understand that planning attacks may place them on a list maintained by people they will never see coming. But the deepest impact lies in the moral question Kidon raises: can a democratic nation conduct killings in the shadows and remain democratic? How far can a state go to protect itself? And who holds responsibility when operations are concealed behind layers of denial? Inside Israel, the answer remains consistent: survival comes first. For the Mossad, Kidon is not an instrument of revenge. It is a preemptive weapon, silent, precise, and unapologetically effective. Whether the world agrees or not, Kidon continues to operate. Its successes stay unnamed. Its failures stay hidden. Its operatives vanish into ordinary lives. And somewhere, in a room without windows, another name appears on a list handled by a unit that officially does not exist, but shapes world events in ways most people will never understand. A shadow that doesn't fade. Kidon's story is not the story of a normal military unit. It is the story of a shadow, shaped by history, sharpened by necessity, and deployed only when every other option has failed. Its operatives live without recognition, act without hesitation, and disappear without trace. No uniforms? No medals? No names? For some, Kidon is a shield that saves lives before danger reaches Israeli soil. For others, it represents a dangerous power used far from public oversight. But whatever the world believes, one truth remains: Kidon operates in the silent space where intelligence becomes action, and where a single decision can alter the course of a conflict. Its missions rarely appear in newspapers. Its operatives never speak. Its existence remains officially denied. Yet its impact is unmistakable, carved into hotel rooms, city streets, border crossings, and the memories of those who study the hidden architecture of global intelligence. Thank you for watching Secrets of the Armies. If you want more real stories buried in classified archives, covert units, and the shadows of world militaries, subscribe, because the next secret is already waiting.